You've been in a motorcycle wreck and you're wondering what you should do next. Now, this is all prefacing that you've been to the ER and you've been checked out because, look, motorcycle wrecks cause more injuries than car wrecks just by the sheer fact that there's less protection. Even if you're in a motorcycle and you're driving with, a helmet and some protective gear, it's not the same as being in a car that you're surrounded by lots and lots of metal and airbags and so on. In 2020 alone, in the state of Ohio, there were 3,982 motorcycle involved crashes on Ohio roadways. That's about 11% of the crashes in Ohio. And 205 of those were fatal crashes. That's about 31% of the total fatal crashes for that year. So, again, when you're involved in a motorcycle wreck, you need to make sure that you get checked out because there may be something more serious going on. Even if you don't feel your injuries are particularly serious, you need to make sure to get checked out because it's best to get medical treatment as soon as possible to be able to understand what's going on. If you wait a couple of days or even a week or two, then the insurance company says, well, there's a gap in treatment, but it's not related, it's something else. And you don't want that to happen to you. The other thing is make sure you took photos of your motorcycle. Look, motorcycle crashes tend to bring out the worst in property damage, especially to your motorcycle. The best pictures tell 1,000 words. So make sure to take those pictures of your motorcycle. They're really going to help when it comes time to settle. The other thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you gather evidence. So aside from the photos, you're going to want to try to find witnesses and traffic cam footage or anything else. Maybe one of the people that witnessed the crash has a dash cam that you can get to. The thing is if you're going through with all your treatment, you might need somebody on your side who's going to help you. And that's where a lawyer comes in, like Bressman Law. We work with you and make sure that we get all of the stuff that we need because it may not be available 60 days from now. Most dash cam and body cam isn't available after 30 days. And there's usually lots of good stuff in that body cam because people don't realize they're being recorded. So if you got a defendant or an at-fault driver who's not taking responsibility after the crash, you got to make sure to get that video because that will help go a long way, especially if the cop went after them and told them that they were at fault and issued a citation to them. At that point, it's vital to remain calm and collected. Don't confront the at-fault driver when you're at the scene. Don't go after the police officer if the police officer refuses to issue a citation to anybody. Let it take its course. Again, because when the body cam comes out, you don't want to be the person that has seemed like they are unreasonable. You want to seem reasonable and you want to seem like that you were just trying to do the best that you can to give the cop an accurate part of the story. Now, this is where a trained legal professional like those at Bressman Law can help you. Because when you're dealing with the police, when you're dealing with an insurance company, the insurance company's job is to pay as little as possible on as little as possible. So if they can pay you $1,000 and move on, they might do so. And your injuries may be more substantial than that. If the cop isn't willing to issue a citation, the insurance company may use that to their advantage and say, well, the cop didn't think that anybody was at fault. And they may try to assign you liability, meaning that you get less money. So if they assign you any portion, so let's say they assigned you 25% and they've offered you $1,000, that means that, or they've offered you, let's say, $750. That means that the case they think is worth $1,000, but they've taken $250 off the top because of what they deem you to be liable for. This is why legal assistance is the best way to go. Now, what we can also do is we can help you file a claim with the insurance company. One of the things about filing a claim is you need to do it as soon as possible because the insurance company is gathering evidence whether you like it or not. Do not give them an oral or written statement. If they call you before you've contacted legal counsel, tell them you are not interested in giving a recorded statement at this time and talk to a lawyer. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. And unlike a criminal case, you don't have the right to the Fifth Amendment. But you do have a right not to respond to the at-fault insurance company. Now, if it's your insurance company calling, you may actually have an obligation in your insurance contract. And you should check out one of my other videos to see about that as well. Now, some of the most frequently asked questions when it comes to motorcycle accidents include, whether or not you, as the driver, could see the other vehicles. Believe it or not, even though you were the injured victim, the insurance company will do everything they can to make sure that you are assigned comparative fault. So you need to make sure that you've got that in line. Whether the road conditions were too poor for you to be riding a motorcycle, again, blaming the victim, but this is their job. And making sure you have a lawyer on your side who understands this is important. So, just to recap, here's the things you need to do after a crash. You first need to make sure that you're safe and uninjured. You need to make sure that you've received treatment. You need to make sure that you've done things that you need to at the scene, taken pictures, all of that. Second, you need to contact a lawyer. You need to get them involved at the beginning to help you guide you through the process. You need to make sure that they filed a claim. And the third, you need to treat. The treatment portion of this is important. If you don't treat, I can't do my job. If you are injured and you decide, I don't want to get treatment, then your case will be worth less. That's just what it is. Listen to the doctors. If the doctors tell you to do something, do it. Now, as always, I'm willing to help you and take a look at your case. If there's anything that I can do to help you, please give Bressman Law a call at 614-538-1116. Or you can email me at Jedidiah@bressmanlaw.com.